What you fail to manage, you will lose. And the reason why so many people are still in the midst of the poor or are still in the congregation of the poor is because they fail to understand this very secret I'm about to share with you in this video. So stay tuned and learn to the end. Welcome to Finance with Peter. If you are here for the first time, please do well to subscribe to my channel because I teach about financial education, financial literacy, how to save your money, how to invest your money the right way so that you will not be financially broke. Alright, so if you are here for the first time, don't forget like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video to as many that search for similar content like this, and then subscribe to my channel so you can keep getting my weekly updates. Right, so if you watch this video to the end, you will learn the difference between the rich and the poor. The one very key thing that the rich people do that poor do not, right? That is the reason why they remain poor. So let's get started right now. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about personal income budgeting. Personal income budgeting simply means creating a plan to manage your income and your expenses, right? There's income and there's expenses. Creating a plan or creating a system where you can manage your income and your expenses simply means budgeting. There are too many people that they don't know, they cannot give account for how much they receive in a month because they don't know, they don't even take cognizance, they don't even take record. They only know that they receive money and they spend money. And if you are not able to allocate or if you are not able to take cognizance of these things that of the money that you receive in a month and the expenses that you run in a month, then you can never be financially free. Because this is a very key thing that the rich always take into considerations. They always monitor their income and monitor their expenses. If your expenses are more than your income, you are definitely going to be broke. But then, if you are receiving any amount of money in a month, if you are well able to allocate your resources, your financial resources, and deploy them into the most important area of your life or the things you need the most, you will definitely become rich. This is a very simple secret that so many people fail to understand, and this is why they keep remaining in poverty. Alright, now let's dive into personal income budgeting. First and foremost, why do we need to make budget? Alright, why do we need to make a budget for our expenses and our income? Because first and foremost, money is like a tool, and when it's not well properly allocated, when money is not well managed, you are going to lose it. Of course, anything that is not well managed, you will lose. And if you do not take your financial life or your financial aspect of life into proper consideration, you are going to always remain broke. Now, the poor people, they always spend money on things that they do not need. Some people, they go ahead because of how much you want to look. You want to look so expensive. You want to look so much, you attracted, or you want to be able to catch people's attention. And so you invest money on clothes that you don't even need. You invest money on shoes that you don't even need. You invest money on going for travels that you have no business going there. Now, it means, I don't mean that you don't have to do what gives you joy, but in the bit of becoming financially independent and financially free, there are some characters, there are some habits you have to cut down. Of course, you even have to cut down some excessive appetite, right, so that you can become financially free. Okay, so the reason why we need to make budget is to be able to control our income and control our expenses. Of course, we always have reasons to spend money. So even if you have $1 million right now, you always have something to do with it. You want to go shopping, you want to go on the top, you have something to do with money, right? But then for the limited resources that you have right now, if you cannot manage it, then the bigger money you're expecting, the thing that you're expecting in the future, you cannot achieve. Right? So you really need to make a budget so that you can be able to deploy those resources into the right means, and then so that you can make good use of it, so that at the end of it all, you become financially free. Now, you have to understand this, that creating budget is very essential. It will allow you to monitor your income, to spend wisely, to save for the future, and then to manage your finance so that you become financially independent. When you don't create a budget and create a plan that you will use to monitor your income and your expenses every month, what will definitely happen is that you begin to spend money on irrelevant things. Now, those things that you spend money for that are irrelevant, it will cost you a whole lot in your financial life. Why? Because when you begin to spend money on irrelevant things, at the point where you now have relevant things to do with money, you will have no money left to do such things. That is why if you create a budget and stick with your budget, it will help you to become financially disciplined, right? Because anything that is outside your budget, you don't do it. If you have a goal, okay, every month you create you create your budget and you create your financial plan. Okay, I'm going to do this month, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this and that. Now when money comes, you're going to set those things according to the scale of preference. Now what I mean by scale of preference is that you want to pay for your rent, you want to get some new clothes, then you want to go for tour, okay, you want to go for shopping, and then you're able to sit down and like, among all these things that I want to do, which one is most important, right? Which one that if I don't do this one, it will really affect me a lot, right? Now you have to see that if you don't pay your rent, the landlord is going to come and throw off your things out of the house. But then tourism can wait, right? And then shopping can wait at some point, and then every other thing can wait. But so you now have to set your scale of preference, and then which of your activities or which of your expenses should come first. You now have to allocate your money to those things first, and then those things that you don't need at all, you don't need to go for them. So let me quickly talk about how to create a simple budget. Now this is very simple. To create a budget is simply you have to at least list out all your expenses every month, and then list out all your revenue every month, like all your total income. You have to estimate all of them in monetary value. All right, let's say you're receiving 500,000 naira every month, and then that is your monthly income, right? And then you have to total your expenses. Okay, now if you look at this, sometimes your expenses are even more than your income. That becomes the nature of the expenses, right? Then if your expenses are greater than your income, you don't need to go and borrow to meet up with your expenses. That's a very foolish financial decision. But instead, what you do is that if your expenses are much, you have to list them out and then design a scale of preference and start to allocate your money into the things that are most pressing, the most pressing needs. All right, while others have become alternative for gone, you have to leave the rest and then go for the ones that are most important. And then before you even start spending every month, this is a very important thing. Before you start spending, you have to save first. Like I said in my previous video, all right, about when I talk about financial literacy, you can even go back and watch this video. Check the link of the video in my description box. Now, before you start spending every month, you must save. All right, and I did say that from every money you receive every month, or any money that comes into your hand, part of that money is a seed. And what is seed? Seed is meant to be sown so that you can have a harvest, right? Now, if you don't save, don't expect any harvest. Or if you don't sow, don't expect any harvest. So that is why every money that comes into your hand, you have to save first. No matter how little that money is, you have to remove your savings. Now, you have so many expenses. It doesn't mean you have to meet up with all your expenses in life. Now, I want to give this very sound financial advice to some of you. Now, some of you are living in a house that worth more than your income. It's a very foolish financial decision. For example, you're receiving a 100,000 naira in a month or 200,000 naira in a month, and then you are living in a house whereby when you divide your annual rent by 12, you discover you're paying up to 30,000-40,000 naira in a month. That's a stupid financial action. You have to pack out of that house now and go to a place that fits your finance. Because when you begin to live your life and spending all of this money for the landlord, you have nothing left to save. And when you are not able to save, you will only manage to remain in that house without improving your life. So at a very good point in life, you have to stay in a place whereby you don't struggle to pay your rent. Okay, then why? I know many of you're so positive about life. You like, we like luxury apartment and luxury look. We want to always look this big and feel this big. But then you should understand that, of course, if you don't want to remain the same way you are over the years, you have to make some drastic decisions. Now, one of those decisions is that you have to cut down your expenses. I know a lot of people will say, okay, you don't need to cut down your expenses. All you need to do is to see how you can work out to get more money. Of course, that's good. That's a good plan. But making more money will only come if you have more asset than liability. At some point, the things that we are doing are more liabilities than assets. So you have to cut down your liabilities to be able to build up your assets. So if you are living in an apartment and you are spending so much there, you have to go to a cheaper place where you can spend less so that you can save more. And with the more you are saving, it will help you to meet up with investments, and they're able to meet up with your financial target. And it's only when you meet up with the financial target that you'll be able to live in the apartment that suits you at the moment. So don't do anything that is more than your income. It's an unwise financial decision. Don't do anything that is more than your income. When you do that, you will become broke. All right, you start begging for money. Don't drive a car that is more than your power, what you can maintain. Don't do such a thing just because you want to feel good, just because you want to look good. It's an unwise decision. Okay, the next thing is creating a financial goal. It's part of creating a budget. What do you want to achieve financially? Okay, if you, for example, you want to get this in the future, you want to buy this, you want to buy that, you should be able to set out some money and budget some money for it every month and say, okay, I'm going to keep this 5,000 naira and save it for the next 6 months or the next 1 year, be able to get what I need. So you have to create a financial goal. For example, what this entails is that you want to become a millionaire, right? You want to become a millionaire, and that's your target, that's your goal financially. So if you have this as a target or in mind, then what you should begin to do is that you have to work or budget every month or every of your income to be able to meet up with that target. If your goal is to meet up, is to become a millionaire, like I said before, then you have to set it and write it down and begin to work towards it. So when you begin to create budget and stick to your budget, it will help you improve the quality of your life. All right, so it is not when you begin to spend too much. Of course, when you see a rich man, you can barely identify them by their look. Why? Some of them don't literally put on things that are so expensive. Some rich men, some billionaires in dollar, don't even wear gold. They don't even care about all of those things. All right, but you see a broke man, a broke woman trying to get this or get that just to prove a point. All right, those are unwise decisions. Right? So when you begin to make budget and stick to your budget, you will discover that you will live an improved life. Then you become financially stable, because what is the goal is financial stability. So you don't want to go out looking for who to help you with 5,000 naira, with 10,000 naira. Of course not, because the goal is not just to remain in that small place managing with little money you have, but the goal is to improve over time in the future. But then if you can't learn to manage the little ones you have, you can never learn to manage the bigger ones. And when you don't manage this little one, it cannot grow into becoming a bigger one. And so when you start creating budget and working with your budget every month and every time you receive money, it will help you to make informed financial decisions. Because some of us, we don't know how to make informed financial decisions. The money that comes to our hand, we spend them and spend them and spend them. And so when time now comes to do some really good investments, there's no money. And one key thing is that when you have, for example, you want to start a business that demands about 1 million naira to start, or $1 million, for example. Now, if you have saved, following everything I've been teaching you, if you have saved about 500,000, it becomes easy for the bank to lend you 500,000. Why? Because they already see that this person over time, following your financial statement, your bank statement, you have saved such an amount of money. It means that if you are able to save such an amount of money, it means that you are financially disciplined, and then they can easily lend those money to you. Okay, because you already have something, than you going to meet somebody to borrow you money and then you have nothing at all. You want to get 1 million naira and it's 1 million naira you're looking for. You are not even going to meet somebody that, oh, I need 1 million naira, but I already have 500,000. I need additional 500,000 to make up the 1 million naira to start whatever I want to do. So you need to really make budget for your financial life if you want to be financially free and don't want to go begging anytime soon. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you learned at least one thing today, I want you to comment below in the comment section. Let me know if you're impressed or at least you learned something very meaningful today. It will always boost my morale to create more videos for you. So thank you very much for watching this video. If today is the first time of visiting my channel, this is Finance with Peter. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'll see you again.